One Wildcat in particular knows something about in-state rival Kansas. Junior libero Lauren Mathewson has an interesting take on the Sunflower Showdown. Purple Power Play reporter Justin Nutter has the scoop.
Ever since Susie Fritz took over as K-State's head volleyball coach, the Wildcats' philosophy has been to treat every match no different than the one before. But when they take the court against in-state rival KU, things are a little different.
I think it's a fun match. You know, a lot of the players on both teams are from the state of Kansas, so a lot of them have played together against each other or together in high school and in club volleyball and are friends and rivals and all those types of things. So it's certainly a great opportunity.
There may be several connections throughout the team's rosters, and the rivalry may be more friendly than anything. But for one Wildcat, the stakes are even higher. That Wildcat is Lauren Mathewson.
You know, it's always been a big rivalry, but I think that despite whoever it is, you know, we always go into it with the same expectations, you know, that we want to play our best. But I think that inside there's a little motivation inside of all of us that we really want to go in there and play our best against them. So there's always an excitement to play against one of your rivalry schools. So
Mathewson, a junior libero from Kansas City, Missouri, saw the rivalry reach a personal level when her older sister Jamie signed with the Jayhawks prior to the 2003 season. Although her sisters already graduated and they never faced off on the court, Mathewson said words are often still exchanged at home.
of course, my sister has always been a big Jayhawk fan, so whenever we're together with the family, you know, we're always giving each other some crap. So I always let her know how much we've beaten up on her.
With Jamie watching from the stands, the Jayhawks knocked off the Wildcats in 3 sets, snapping a streak of 5 straight losses to K-State. Mathewson gets one more chance to regain family bragging rights when K-State heads to Lawrence for a rematch on November 11th. I'm Justin Nutter, Purple Power Play.
Switching gears now from an individual to the team aspect, the K-State rugby team was in action last Saturday here in Manhattan. Let's take a look. The K-State men's rugby team took on Truman State University last Saturday, fighting for its final win in regular season play. The teams battled back and forth, competing closely the entire game. The aggressive defense on each side made it tough for either team to convert points. However, K-State took the lead late and held on for a 24-12 win. K-State finished the regular season with a 4-1-1 record. The Wildcats' next action will be on October 24th in Norman, Oklahoma, when they start the Big 12 tournament play. Besides the rugby squad, the K-State equestrian team also got a win this week. Reporter Brett Regan has a rundown on this KSU flag football intramural finals.
Last Saturday at Fox Creek Farms, the 7th-ranked Wildcats upset the 2nd-ranked Baylor Bears 10-9. The Cats overcame a 5-0 deficit early in the competition. The flag football championship brackets took flight this week as the Moose squad defeated Lookin' Inc. 34-20 in the independent championships to advance to the All-University Championship game. In the fraternity championship, Delta Upsilon scored 42 points in their victory against Beta Theta Pi to capture the title. Marlat 6 also scored 42 points in the Residence Hall Championships against Moore 7 to advance to the All-University semifinal game against Delta Upsilon. In the semifinals, Delta Upsilon squeaked by Marlat 6 36-30, advancing to the All-University Championship game against the Moose squad later this week. The women's championship bracket concluded as well as the ladies of Alpha Delta Pi beat the ladies of Kappa Alpha Theta 18-6.
Sounds like there was some great gridiron action last week at Peters Rec Complex. Flag football teams weren't the only pigskin squads to do battle right here in town. Right, Jeff?
Right, you are, Shalee. The Manhattan High Indians also strapped on the pads Friday night. First-year head coach Joe Schartz took his undefeated Indians up against the 4-2 Topeka High Trojans, and there were a lot of offensive fireworks on the night. Our very own Paul Harris and Andy Burns have the recap.
Manhattan High looked to continue their undefeated streak against a pesky Topeka Trojans team. Manhattan was in quite the struggle going into halftime. Riley Williams, a Topeka High running back, put the Trojans up 7 going into the locker rooms.
And they're just keeping them off balance using the short, quick passes and also the running game so those guys can't use their speed. Johnson did a good job the last play and able to escape from Will Kern, who almost had him for the 5-yard loss.
Yes, Manhattan High defense doesn't have the size inside, which is kind of hurting him here. Hand off to Harrison in motion. No, he's going to give it to Williams. Williams at the 10, the 5, touchdown, Topeka High. Riley Williams breaking this game wide open.
Manhattan would not go quietly. In the second half, Manhattan outscored the visiting Trojans 28-14, thanks in large part to Cale Miller, who had 2 interceptions, setting up 2 Manhattan High touchdowns.
It's going to be first down and 19 for the Trojans on the shotgun as Johnson, three receiver set, 2 to the far, 2 to the near. Back in the backfield is Williams. Johnson checking out the defense. They're loading up the box. Safeties are coming in close. Johnson checking the defense one more time. Takes a snap, back to throw. He's under pressure up the middle, fires it over the middle, and it's picked up again. That's picked up by Miller. Miller's at the 35 to the 30, still on his feet at the 25, and he's taken out of bounds. And it was taken down, I should say, at the 23-yard line. Cale Miller with his second pick on the day and his second one here in the fourth quarter.
The team travels to Topeka this Friday to take on Washburn Rural at 7 p.m.
Another hard-fought win for the Indians as they push their record to a perfect 7-0 on the year. Speaking of hard-fought, many city programs are having quite the fight to find coaches for their local youth programs. Manhattan Parks and Rec is short on coaches for youth sports. Officials say they're short on volunteer coaches. They've almost had to cancel the season. As a matter of fact, flag football had no coaches until the first day of practices. KSU student Amy Palippa gives her time. She knows what happens if no one steps forward to volunteer.
Without the coaches, they have to consolidate the teams and change the entire team schedule. And so then sometimes kids can't play if they don't get enough coaches for a certain league, which is kind of upsetting to them and the families because they all signed up to do it. And obviously they all want to be here because it's a recreational league.
To keep this from happening, Parks and Rec is looking for you. If you are interested in becoming a volunteer coach, you can call 785-587-2757 or hop online at ci.manhattan.ks.us. On a lighter note, it's homecoming week here at K-State.
Many events have been taking place this week, everything from dancing to Panther Chant to the parade this Friday. The fun-filled week got off to a running start this Sunday with the annual homecoming 5K race. A record 1,100 people took part in this year's 5K race. Participants competed for their homecoming pairings to try and earn points toward the overall homecoming title. Competitors could either walk or run the race to raise money for the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Riley County. Danny Snyder took home first place in the race, while Will Chapman was the top non-student to finish. The female finisher was Cassandra Robinson. Homecoming week sure has had some fun events, Jeff.
That it has, Shalee. I know I'll be checking out the parade this weekend to catch all the homecoming festivities. But with that, that's going to be all for us here on Purple Power Play. Till next time, I'm Jeff Burkhart.
And I'm Shalee Lehning. Thanks for watching another edition of Purple Power Play. See you next week.